Move we've ever made for Revival Today. Behind me is a building that will look nothing like it looks right now when we finish. We're on just under 5 acres of property that we've just finished purchasing, which is going to give us the ability to have a state-of-the-art studio. And in that studio, something I've wanted to have for a long time, which is a live studio audience. It's going to be a 500-seat building when we finish with it that'll give us the ability to touch the world with our broadcasts. This facility is going to give me the ability to do what I've really missed, which is having you in the audience to minister to personally. Obviously, you can't beat the reach of digital media. We touch the whole world every day, but we have the ability now with this to lay hands on people, pray for people that are sick, a place where you can bring people that are drug addicted, demonized, and really give them the ministry that you can't get on YouTube and Facebook. I can't wait. And then beyond that, we're going to announce the launch of Revival Today Church. We're going to hold Holy Ghost church services every Sunday morning. I'll be there most Sunday mornings. This isn't going to be like some little side project. We're going to give you and your family a place you can go that's a soul-winning church that values the presence of God, where you can get prayed for and ministered to, where there's not a critical race theory lecture or a masks and social distancing 10 minutes of no talking to anybody in the lobby. None of that. We're going to have a place where you're free and where you're free to experience the presence of God.
I'm incredibly excited because I know a lot of you have been asking about different meetings and events that we couldn't have during COVID, and trust me, we tried so hard. So this really frees us up to do everything that we want to do with healing meetings and women's conferences. So I am so looking forward to seeing you and having you be a part of this.
So I want to give you a twofold call to action. Number one, if your church turned in to a liberal nightmare in 2020 and you need a place to go, I would be happy to have you at our church. Number two, if you are a partner or a friend of our ministry, Revival Today, this is the biggest move by far we've ever made. By the time we finish remodeling that building, the acquiring of the property, you're looking at a couple of M's. So if you would stand with us now, I'll say thank you ahead of time. Pray and ask the Holy Ghost what He would have you to do. You've been so generous, and I thank you ahead of time for your extreme generosity. I know I speak on behalf of my wife, everybody here at Revival Today, when I say we love you very much. And now I can say I look forward to seeing you face to face here at the new home of Revival Today.
Hey.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Check the Market. How's everyone doing today? They're trying to get the comments up and going here. So I can't really, hold on, let me pull it up here. See who's on this morning. We got a new palm tree with lights on it. I'm loving it. Love it. Good morning, Lyric, Linda. How's everybody doing? Thanks for coming on and checking the market with me. Let's see what it's doing here. Pre-market still for the next 2 minutes. Everything's up slightly. We got some payroll news that came out. And Walmart news. All sorts of news this morning. Michael Copa, welcome. Watching from Montreal. Got some Canadians in the house. Bob, D&D Investments. Sandra, good morning. It's a palm tree. It's a Florida Christmas tree. This is what I wanted for my first Christmas when my wife and I got married. And that did not fly in my house. That was probably the worst suggestion I ever made. Good morning, Christophoros, Ashley, Terry, Julie. Good morning. Welcome to Check the Market. Yeah, I wonder who found it too, Becca. Thanks for finding that. I appreciate it. It made the set just a little bit better. All right, let's get morning Naveed and Michael Frost. Welcome to Check the Market. Today, the 1st of September. We got a new month going. They always say that September is a low month for the stock market, but we'll see what happens. See what happens this month. Awesome, look at that. Bethany, I think that this year we're going to replace the Christmas tree in the Franz household with one of those. Lisa, Sharon, Margaret, Aliana from Denmark, welcome. How? Oh, hell no! That's right. I'll just put it up. Anyways. Thank you. There we go. Higher taxes may be on the way, but it's okay because Doge is heading to $1. Bitcoin is heading to 4.5 million. And Ethereum, who knows? So let's get started. Let's see the first article. Walmart will add 20,000 workers to supply chain operations this year. The push to add permanent hires ahead of the holidays signals the growing role delivery and distribution play in retail competition. Walmart is looking to hire 20,000 workers. Let's see the article. Walmart is hiring 20,000 workers for its supply chain operations ahead of the holidays, highlighting the growing role of distribution and delivery as the retailer competes with e-commerce giant Amazon. The new hires will be permanent positions aimed at supporting Walmart through the holiday surge and beyond. The retailer said Wednesday the full and part-time jobs range from order pickers, freight handlers, and forklift operators to technician and management roles at more than 250 Walmart and Sam's Club distribution and fulfillment centers and transportation offices. The hiring comes as retailers and logistics operators are moving their peak season preparations forward as they grapple with a tight labor market, congested shipping networks, and surging supply chain volatility. Last year, Walmart brought on some 20,000 seasonal workers at e-commerce facilities, including pop-up online fulfillment sites, as the company and others fielded unprecedented digital sales and demand during the first year of the coronavirus pandemic. Walmart's U.S. online sales growth slowed in the second quarter, rising 6% over the pandemic-fueled e-commerce sales seen during the same period in 2020. As consumers emerged from their homes and returned to in-store shopping, comparable sales from U.S. stores and digital channels operating for at least 12 months, there was 5.2%. So Walmart's hiring. Oh, nice. Look at that. Continue. Walmart said the average wage for its supply chain workers is $20.37 an hour. The company is also offering its field-based workers, including those in supply chain operations, a $150 cash bonus for getting the jab. Walmart warehouse jobs pay at least $15 an hour, although pay rates vary depending on the role and the region. The company is also offering bonuses to many warehouse employees as it ramps up for the holidays. Earlier this year, Amazon said it was raising pay for hourly employees by between 50 cents and $3 an hour. So Walmart doing some hiring, taking on Amazon, battle of the titans. Next. Oh, markets are open. Where are they at? Stocks rise slightly to kick off September. NASDAQ at an all-time high. Dow Jones is up 5 points. S&P 500 is up 7. There we go, a little late. Cryptocurrencies are up too this morning. Let's take a quick look here. Bitcoin's down a little bit. Ethereum's up 35.40. Cardano's up. XRP is up to $1.20. Nice. Dogecoin 28. Looking good for a start in September here. All right, next article. Private payrolls increased by just 374,000 in August, far short of the 600,000 estimate, ADP says. That is a huge miss. Let's see it. U.S. companies created far fewer jobs than expected in August as the COVID resurgence coincided with cutbacks in hiring, according to a report Wednesday from payroll services firm ADP. Continue. Good morning, Gerald. Private payrolls rose just 374,000 for the month, well below the Dow Jones estimate of 600,000, though above July's 326,000, which was revised downward slightly from the initial 330,000. Most of the new jobs came from leisure and hospitality, which added 201,000 positions in a somewhat hopeful sign that an industry beset by labor shortage continues to recover. Education and health services combined to add 59,000. Job growth remains strong, but well off the pace of recent months. Job growth remains inextricably tied to the path of the pandemic. Continue. The apparent letdown comes at a pivotal time. Following a robust recovery from the shortest but steepest recession in U.S. history, economic data of late has been disappointing, possibly reflecting pullback from the summer surge of the COVID variant. The U.S. has been averaging about 150,000 new cases. Markets are awaiting Friday's non-farm payrolls report, which is expected to show 720,000 new jobs added and an unemployment rate falling to 5.2%. I mean, if they miss this one that much, we'll see what happens here. Wall Street largely shrugged off the report, with stock market futures still pointing to a higher open, and we're still at a higher open. Still in the green. Continue. The weakest job growth in August came in small businesses, which added just 86,000 positions. Companies between 50 and 499 employees led with 149,000, while big businesses contributed 138,000. Continue. That's right. That's where probably the biggest issue lies, Michael, is the cutback in hiring. Every business is hiring. From the Waffle House that's close to my house to, everywhere. I see hiring everywhere. So, but it's at the end of this month, or is it coming up the 7th or whenever it is, that the extra unemployment benefits expire. So we might see some more hiring here in September. Next. The original Doge meme sold as an NFT for $4 million. Now anyone can own a piece of it for less than $1. Man, look at that. You can own a piece of history for less than $1. Let's see the article. The legendary Doge meme from 2010, which portrays a Shiba Inu dog named Kabosu, and inspired the creation of cryptocurrency Dogecoin, sold for $4 million as an NFT in June. To some, that may seem like a lot of money to pay to own a JPEG, but the Doge meme has generated a massive online community, and Dogecoin is now a top cryptocurrency by market value, with fans including Elon Musk and Mark Cuban. Although Mark Cuban isn't a real fan, that has to be said, because he only owes $474 worth of Doge. If he was an actual fan, he's a billionaire, he should have at least $100 million in it. Though most investors couldn't afford a multi-million-dollar price tag for the Doge meme NFT, anyone will now have an opportunity to own a piece of it for as little as $1. That's because Pleaser DAO, Pleaser, the collective that bought the Doge meme NFT, is selling fractional ownership of it starting on Wednesday. So it looks like that's where NFTs are heading now. So people that own NFTs can actually make money owning them by selling fractional ownership of it. Very interesting. Continue. Here's how it works. Through a platform called fractional.art, Pleaser DAO has fractionalized the NFT. As a result, the NFT is represented by billions of ERC20 tokens, which are standard for creating and issuing smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. In this case, Pleaser DAO has called the tokens DOG, or DOG. Investors can then buy as many or as few DOG tokens as they can afford on fractional.art and on decentralized exchange Miso. How many tokens an investor buys will determine their ownership stake in the Doge meme NFT, though Pleaser DAO will retain majority ownership. DOG holders will also be able to participate in future decision-making surrounding the NFT. For example, DOG holders will vote before the NFT is sold in the future, as Jameis Johnson, Chief Pleasing Officer of Pleaser DAO, wrote in a blog post. Continue. In this digital-first world, NFTs can capture significant moments, phenomena, and concepts, while a smart contract can fractionalize and distribute them to the public. Pleaser DAO isn't the first to fractionalize an NFT, and the trend will likely continue. The market for NFTs has recently exploded. This month alone, OpenSea, the world's largest NFT marketplace, saw over $2 billion in transactions, with some individual NFT collectibles selling for millions of dollars. In fractionalizing a high-price NFT, regular investors could have the opportunity to own a piece of the iconic but expensive alternative assets. However, many experts consider NFTs to be risky and advise investing no more than you can afford to lose, which is everything. Continue. The final look at consumer summer swoon. It is now September. Continue. The conference board's look at consumer confidence in August told us what we already knew. The pandemic has been a drag on the American public's sentiment. In the waning weeks of summer, the index fell to 113.8, below the 125.1 reported in July, and well under the 123 figure expected by economists in a consensus forecast. Consumer confidence retreated in August to its lowest level since February 21, said Lynn Franco, Senior Director of Economic Indicators at the conference board. Concerns about the variant and to a lesser degree rising gas and food prices, I'm pretty sure that's the major one, resulted in a less favorable view of the current economic conditions and short-term growth prospects. That is correct, Letitia. It is like a digital Pokemon card, a digital baseball card that you just buy you get the rights to, and your right is and it's on the blockchain, so nobody can mess with it. You own it. It's digital art that you own, basically. Continue. Earlier this week, we noted that actual spending data from consumers belies the lack of confidence these survey reports suggest, serving as a reminder that an uneven recovery does not mean a forestalled one. Continue.
When God's angry with what's going on.
Higher taxes may be on the way for wealthy Americans after House vote. So this goes over basically what they're trying to do. It was a very good article that went into depth and into detail on what the plan is with higher taxes. Let's see it. Continue. Wealthy people are bracing for potentially higher taxes that could hit their bank accounts as soon as this year, while lower and middle income Americans could end up enjoying breaks from Uncle Sam that were originally only temporary. Last week, the House passed a $3.5 trillion budget plan that may ultimately include numerous Democratic proposals for taxing high-income earners and corporations and expanding tax credit for middle and low-income earners. Democrats are still writing the formal legislation they plan to pass through reconciliation in the Senate. When their tax policies, if any, could go into effect still remains unclear. Congress rarely makes tax changes retroactive, so everything will probably be applied to the 22 tax year. The one exception might be changes to the capital gains rate. If they're going to raise the rate, they would make the effective date of that rate increase the date that the committee approved the legislation. Continue. One of President Joe Biden's main tax proposals is targeting the investments of the top 0.3% by treating capital gains and income similarly. The proposal would mean wealthy individuals may pay double the current rate they pay on their investment returns and dividends. Under the proposal, the long-term capital gains and qualified dividends tax rate would increase to 39.6% from 23.8% and would apply to those earning over $1 million. Those are going to be very difficult for Congress to enact. I think there's some chance that Congress will raise the capital gains rate, but I don't think there's very much chance that it'll raise it to what Biden wants. If passed, the capital gains change may be enacted immediately so investors don't have the opportunity to sell assets en masse to avoid the rate increase. Continue. That was it for that article? Okay. There should be something about the death taxes and stuff like that in there too. No problem. Market is still up. Dow Jones is just cruising right around the 0 point there. S&P is up 8, NASDAQ is up 86, highest ever for the NASDAQ, all-time high. It's up. Awesome. Democrats also want to change how assets are taxed when passed on to heirs. Under current tax law, the capital gain of inherited assets is calculated based on the value of the assets at inheritance, not when the assets were first acquired by the original owner. That means an heir typically pays a much lower tax when those assets are sold. Under Biden's initial proposal, gains over $1 million for single filers, $2.5 million for joint filers would be taxed based on the value when they're initially required rather than inherited. Those gains may not be taxed if the property is donated, and certain exemptions would apply to family-owned businesses and farms. That's good, because that was one of the major sticking points, was farms. Because a lot of those farmers, they'll inherit, hundreds or thousands of acres of land, and then they can't pay the inheritance tax on it, and they would have to sell it to corporations, which is horrible. That proposal is unlikely to gain enough support to be included in the final legislation. Good. That's going to be a pretty tough sell. You're already seeing a lot of pushback from people worried about family farms and small businesses, even though Biden's proposed significant exemptions and deferrals for them. Continue. Under Biden's original plan, the top individual income tax rate would revert back to 39.6% for taxable incomes above $400,000. That rate is currently 37%. Then tax compliance is also something they got in there. Democrats also plan to go after wealthy Americans by increasing tax compliance. Under Biden's initial proposal, banks would have to report inflows and outflows from taxpayers' accounts. Isn't that crazy? Giving the IRS additional information about business revenue and expenses to better target audits. So banks would report all your transactions to the IRS. I don't see how that's any of their business. They can just take a look at the tax return. The IRS needs more information. No, they don't. If the information is easily, very readily available for banks to provide, there's no excuse not to do it. No, there is. It's called privacy. Continue. All these tax changes that target the wealthy would also help to pay for extending beefed up tax credits that overwhelmingly put money in the pockets of middle and low income Americans. Under Biden's plan, the child tax credit and the earned income tax credit would be extended through 2025 and made fully refundable permanently, meaning that taxpayers receive a refund even if the credit exceeds their total tax bill. While an extension is likely to be included in the final legislation, it may be shorter than initially proposed. My sense is that they will agree to extend them, but probably not agree to extend them for very long. They're not going to have the money to extend it for what the Biden people would like to do. That is true. I saw an article this morning. I didn't include it because it was way too long. I didn't even read through all of it. But in China, a lot of Chinese students that would come over here and study in the U.S., they'd get hired by Wall Street firms. And China is actually hiring them right now for 3 times as much money.
China.
So the average income for a lot of those new hires is $300,000, whereas it would be $100,000 here in the U.S. But then you'd have to deal with, the government over there. Continue. Next. Intuit in talks to buy Mailchimp for more than $10 billion. See the article? Intuit, the maker of TurboTax and QuickBooks software, is in talks to buy email marketing firm Mailchimp for more than $10 billion, according to people familiar with the matter. No final decision has been made, and discussions could fall through, said the people, who asked not to be identified because the matter isn't public. Another buyer could also emerge for the company, and others are interested, they added. That is true. They can only play video games for 1 hour at a time. The deal would unite 2 providers of services for small businesses. Intuit has offered QuickBooks accounting software to clients for decades, supplementing it with services such as Credit Karma, which it acquired last year. Mailchimp is focused on digital marketing services, including social advertising, so-called shoppable links, and automation products. Representatives for Intuit and Mailchimp didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. So there you have it. QuickBooks might be buying Mailchimp and expanding their business empire. Continue. We can keep going. The meme stock moment turns 1 unofficially and welcomes a sophomore class of tickers. August has been a rebirth for retail investor traders looking to short squeeze cheap stocks. So happy birthday to meme stocks. MailChimp isn't even the White House. That's a good one. Keith Gill, aka the Roaring Kitty, tweeted his congratulations to investor Ryan Cohen for taking an activist position in GameStop on August 28, 2020, and linked out to a now famous YouTube video in which Gill shares his investment thesis for why the video game retailer stock could go from $5 to $50 a share. By the end of the year, GameStop was trading at almost $20 a share. In late January, it hit $483. Its surge came alongside gains among peers that would go on to be identified as meme stocks, such as AMC Entertainment and BlackBerry, as retail investors utilizing much of Gill's advice turned him into a folk hero. Continue. In the year following, the frenzy around meme stocks has ebbed and flowed, while Gill appeared virtually before Congress as part of an investigation in distant January's stock surge. And Robinhood has gone from controversial trading platform to controversial meta meme stock. Meanwhile, the US stock market has been forced to fundamentally rethink how individual investors will use no-fee trading apps and social media to upend Wall Street's apple cart. That's right. On Monday, retail investors marked the occasion by putting GameStop and AMC in the green for another day in what has been a red-hot August for the meme group, while cementing the membership of some of the new stocks in the club. The king and queen of the meme scene eked out solid gains on the day, with GameStop closing 2% higher and AMC popping 6% by the closing bell. But the single-digit boosts were just a part of a huge month that had GameStop up almost 33% and AMC up just over 23%. Are you still in AMC, Brendan? You sold it? Yeah. Let me take a look here, see where they're at today. AMC is at $45. Up 691% this past year. GameStop. Nope, that's the wrong one. Up 3% today. Up 2,980% this past year. That's not a bad return there. Continue. August has been huge for other meme stocks too, with BlackBerry up 11% and Palantir Technologies up almost 17%. Some meme stocks have struggled, like COS, Bed Bath & Beyond, SPRT. Next. And an almost identical trend has been visible in shares of Vinco Ventures, which leapt more than 30% on Monday after surging 80% on Friday. The stock is up almost 117% in August. So that's one that they were talking about on Wall Street Bets. Then we talked about this yesterday. PayPal has made waves on Monday after a CNBC report revealed that former Ally Investment President Rich Hagan had changed his LinkedIn profile to show that he's now chief executive of Invest at PayPal. News that the online payments giant will encroach on the mobile-first no-fee trading app turf of Robinhood is just another signal that financial services companies are still looking to capitalize on the trading fad. Diamond hands, everybody. Continue. Energy traders see big money in carbon emissions market. We've talked about this before, and it looks like Europe and Asia are making it easier for people to trade carbon credits. The US is still a little behind on that. Let's see the article. Traders in the middle of those transactions seeking to profit from even small moves in the price of carbon and sometimes betting on the direction of prices The value of the world's carbon markets, including Europe and smaller markets in places such as California and New Zealand, grew 23% last year to $238 billion, equivalent to $281 billion. Oh, that's euros, 238 billion euros. According to data provider Refinitiv, that is small compared with the world's multi-trillion-dollar oil markets and to other heavily traded. So I'm still trying to find a way to trade carbon in the US. And it's not easy. But I will keep you informed as soon as I find a way to trade carbon, because I think that this is definitely, they're saying global carbon market could be worth 22 trillion by 2050. So if that's where everything's heading, I want to get in on the ground floor for sure. And if any of you guys find a way to trade carbon credits, let me know as well. Continue. We can go to the next article. Biden administration pushes global crypto data sharing rules in $3.5 trillion budget bill. Let's see the article. The U.S. Treasury is reportedly pushing to include more rules for tax compliance on cryptocurrency transactions in the upcoming $3.5 trillion budget plan. The Biden administration is hoping to add the requirements for crypto businesses to report information on foreign account holders so that the U.S. can share information with global trading partners. Roll call reported Monday, citing an administration official who wasn't authorized to speak for the record. Continue. According to the Treasury's Green Book, the global nature of the crypto market offers opportunities for U.S. taxpayers to conceal assets and taxable income by using offshore crypto exchanges and wallet providers. U.S. taxpayers also attempted to avoid U.S. tax reporting by creating entities through which they can act. To combat the potential for crypto assets to be used for tax evasion, third-party information reporting is critical to help identify taxpayers and bolster voluntary tax compliance. So it looks like Papa Biden doesn't want you hiding your money. However, in order to get access to that information, U.S. officials need the ability to provide the same data to other countries on their own citizens with U.S. accounts, sort of like tax sharing. This is part of the tax information exchange agreements. This effort to impose more rules on crypto transactions followed the extensive lobbying to limit the definition of a broker in the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, which the Senate recently passed. Following backlash from lawmakers and the crypto community, an official with the Treasury Department assured that even without an amendment, non-brokers such as miners and software developers will not be targeted. We'll see. Continue. Bitcoin is going to be legal tender in 7 days. El Salvador publishes video explaining what to expect. 7 days until Bitcoin is legal tender. Let's see it.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Bitcoin will become legal tender in El Salvador alongside the US dollar in 7 days. The Salvadoran government has released a video explaining what to expect when the Bitcoin law enters into force. The video features the government's fee-free crypto wallet Chivo. The Bitcoin law in El Salvador will come into effect on September 7th, when Bitcoin will become legal tender alongside the US dollar. Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele tweeted a video explaining what to expect, including the benefits of using the government's official crypto wallet Chivo. According to translation of the video content posted on Twitter, starting September, Bitcoin will be legal tender in our country alongside the US dollar. Using Bitcoin is not mandatory. You'll also have the option of paying and collecting in Bitcoin or dollars. All cash transactions, prices, salaries, and pensions will continue to be in dollars. Continue. You will have the option to use the government's wallet for free to make transactions in Bitcoin or in dollars at any time of the day and without fees. You can also use any other wallet to make your transactions. With your wallet, you will receive a Bitcoin bonus worth $30. There you have it. For you to spend. You will have the option to pay in dollars or Bitcoin from your mobile without the need to handle money or sign vouchers. Also, those who collect from you will not need to handle money, a card, or be charged any fees. You will have the option of sending and receiving remittances at any time of day without fees. The video ends with a message from the government of El Salvador stating that using Bitcoin is easy and optional. On Monday, President Bukele tweeted that there will also be 200 Chivo ATMs where people can withdraw money without having to pay any commission. You can buy Bitcoin for your Chivo wallet or reload dollars and keep them as dollars in your electronic wallet. You can also withdraw remittances in cash without commissions. So there you have it. El Salvador, in just a couple of days, just 7 days from now, Bitcoin is going to be legal tender. We'll definitely keep an eye on that, see what happens. It'll be interesting to see how much of that is actually going to be used, how much they will be using Bitcoin, and how much they'll still be using the US dollar. Stock market, Samurai, how's it going? And Gerald sold his AMC on Monday. I hope you sold it for a profit. DGB is a good investment. Let's take a look at that. DGB. Is that a cryptocurrency? Digibyte? I'll have to look into that one. Let's go over the stocks to research for today. The low risk for today is Merck and Company, MRK. It is one of the world's leading biopharmaceutical companies, as well as a producer of medications and animal health medications. The company has had consistent revenue, earnings per share, and dividend growth over the past 5 years. They're off their 52-week high, and they're in the mid-range between the high and low for this last year. The company has potential for growth since it has a lower price to earnings and price to book ratio than most of its peers. It also has a fairly high dividend for the industry, for the healthcare industry, at 3.4, or the pharmaceutical industry, 3.41%. Some of the risks would include intense competition, regulatory hurdles. If I bought this company today, I would try and get at least a 10% return. I think it's trading around $70 a share. Merck, MRK. That's more of a low risk one. I also saw that some lawmakers have been investing in Merck, so they might know something that we don't. But it is, I mean, just with the dividend alone, I think it's pretty good for a low risk if you're looking for very low risk. It also hasn't been very volatile. Good morning, Doug. The high risk, Oxy, OXY, Occidental Petroleum Corp. One of the largest oil and gas companies in the US, Oxy has global exploration and production operations. This company has seen revenue growth over the past 5 years of over 7%, but declined since 2019. If they can somehow manage a turnaround, this company is fairly undervalued compared to industry peers. They've had a great earnings beat this last quarter, and they might be on their way back up. This company has also been getting a good amount of buy ratings from analysts, and there's been some insider buying. So research it, Oxy, OXY, Occidental Petroleum. Let's see what they're trading at. It was $25 a share. $25.43 a share for Occidental Petroleum. So that's more of a high risk because they are. I mean, they're up this year 102%, but from off their all-time highs, they were trading around $80 a share, and that was back in 2018. So they're far off of that. So take a look at it, see if that's something that you're interested in. It should be worth right around. If I bought it today, I would try and get at least 10% out of it. So sell it at 30, maybe 35. And then medium, this one's been on the list before. Textron Aviation, TXT. They've been getting a ton of orders for business jets, and that'll boost their bottom line. So I think that TXT might be a good medium risk investment. Textron Aviation, they're down to $71, $71.86. And they're up 84% over this past year, but they should still have a little bit of gravy left there. So that was it. Merck low, TXT Textron medium, and high Occidental Petroleum. Those are the stocks to research for today. The market, Dow Jones is down, NASDAQ is up slightly, S&P 500 is up slightly as well. If you haven't followed the Let's Check the Market Instagram, make sure you do so. It's Let's Check the Market on Instagram. We'll be posting watch lists and every now and then just some videos and stuff like that. How are those videos coming, Nick? They're all done? Let's start posting some of those. Yep. So we'll post some of those videos as well. Awesome. And if you would like to donate to Revival Today, if you'd like to partner with us, you can do so by hashtag donate on Facebook. You can text RT to 50155, Cash App $RT Give, Venmo at RT Give, revivaltoday.com/PayPal if you'd like to give by PayPal. And you can also give by cryptocurrencies. And it's updated, look at that, with Doge and DAI, D-A-I. So if you'd like to give any of those, you can do so by scanning that QR code. And if there's any other cryptocurrencies that you would like to give that are not on that list, you can do so by calling our office at 412-446-2332. Or you can also send us a check, Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, Pennsylvania, 15329. And then don't forget to claim your offer, which is, we'll do our mug. We'll do the mug for today. Let's check the market mug. A perfect way to start your morning with your coffee. There you have it. Beautiful mug. So if you'd like that, you can, for any amount today, and then make sure you claim your offer. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been fun hanging out. And markets are still, Dow Jones is still down a little bit. NASDAQ is up. We'll see how the day ends today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune back in at 11 a.m. for our Revival Today live broadcast with Evangelist Jonathan. Then at 4 p.m. with Maddie Ortiz, and tonight at 10 p.m. for Check the News. Awesome. You guys all have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow.